Welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction. This afternoon, we're watching and reacting to Canada versus Ukraine, a friendly in the Canadian Shield tournament event. I don't know what to say it is. Event, tournament, whatever you want to call it. The Canadian Shield, Canada versus Ukraine. Hopefully, this is a fun one, and we're here for a good time. I would hope so. We're here. We're ready. Starting 11s are as follows. For Canada, we have Maxime Crepeau. The back four is Segor, Derek Cornelius, Luc de Fougereau, Zorhan Basong. The midfield two is Steven Eustachio, Nathan Saliba. Front midfield three of Jacob Schaffelberg, Jonathan David, Tajon Buchanan. Up top, Promise David. For Ukraine, in goal, we have Anatoly Trubin. The back four of Alexander Timchik, Ilya Zabarny. We have Valery Bondar, Mikola Matvienko. We have in the midfield, we have Ivan Kalyuzhny. Midfield four, Georgy Sudakov, Mikola Shaparenko, Alexander Zinchenko, Viktor Shigankov, and Roman Yaremchuk up top. So that's what we got here for our starting 11s. Hopefully this game starts showing, because it's not on Fox or anything worth a damn today. It's just a stream on frickin' Stream East. Oh, they do have pictures from BMO Field. Okay, that's good. That's good news. Ukraine versus Canada, the first game of the Canadian Shield, the inaugural Canadian Shield. Now, will this be a yearly thing? I don't know. It could be. We'll see how they treat it. I'm not sure. But we'll find out. Canada versus Ukraine. Canada, the 30th ranked FIFA team. Ukraine, number 25. If you believe in FIFA rankings, anything more than seeding for a FIFA tournament, you know what? It ain't that far apart. If you don't believe in FIFA rankings, well, it is what it is. I think this is a very even game. I think Jesse Marsch is making this more even than it should be. That back four is a little bit, okay, all right. But also, Canada, BMO Field is definitely half and half right now. It looks like there's half Ukrainian fans, half Canadian fans. In more ways than one. In more ways than one, considering there's a lot of Ukrainian Canadians. But it looks like half the people are wearing Ukrainian jerseys, half the people are wearing Canadian jersey. Do with that what you will. Okay, we're here for the game. Hit that like button. Let's get this one going. Canada versus Ukraine. Because Sam Bennett's done that multiple times. Sam Bennett has hurt goalies and players multiple times, regular season and playoffs. Doesn't take a genius to figure that out. Steve's a smart guy, but it doesn't take a genius to figure out what Sam Bennett's all about. Don't fall into the goalie. Yeah, it might be a little bit more innocent than what he did to Stallars. Yeah, sure. But again, don't fall into the goalie. Here we go. Ukraine versus Canada. They did show the TSN starting 11 graphic on this channel, which is just... Yes, Pacharo. This game might be a little bit behind. What score you say? Canada 2, Ukraine 1. This game might be slightly behind. We won't find that out till about 2:38. Okay. I'm not going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Canada wearing their white jerseys. Ukraine wearing their yellow. Wait. It's the blue jerseys, actually. Ukraine's blue jerseys with yellow stripe. You kidding me? I wouldn't say so. Teams are about to walk out. Deal with a damn stream. How we doing, Dylan? Because for some reason, this freaking game had to not even be on Fox Sports. Probably, well, no, Seth Rollins. Is Canada using A team? Everything but the back line, yeah. The back line is not the A team. Well, 3 of the 4 of them are not the A team. The rest, sure. Teams are walking out of BMO Field finally. Think USA is going to get destroyed? Yes. Yes, they will. Yes, they're getting destroyed. USA is getting destroyed. I'll keep an eye on that score. Like the first half of the Mexico game, too. Promise David is starting tonight. Yes. Here we go, Canada. Let's go. The Canadian Shield. Canada versus Ukraine. Which is harder for Mexico? Turkey or Switzerland? Turkey. Turkey. Switzerland, I think they should. Yeah, I'm not going to put a third-party stream on my computer, so I'm only watching the Canada game. The Ukrainian anthem is first. This game might be a little bit behind on my end, just to be clear. Blame Fox Sports for not picking it up live. Looks like it's like half Ukrainian fans, half Canadian fans. As I said in multiple ways. Half the people are wearing Ukraine shirts, half the people are wearing Canadian shirt. And also there's a lot of Ukrainian Canadians, so there's where the multiple ways comes in. I'm sure the Canadian, this game is going to be attended better than the Ivory Coast Canada game. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. That was actually right on time. All right. I'm not disrespecting Ivory Coast. I'm saying that Ivory Coast doesn't have the same diaspora in Toronto or Canada as Ukraine does. I was talking about the attendance, not the game itself. It should be a good game on Tuesday. The problem is it's not going to be attendant as well. Well, by Canadian fans, maybe. Starting 11 for Canada. Crepeau, Basson, Cornelius, DeFugero, Segor, Schaffelberg, Saliba, Eustachio, Buchanan, Jonathan David, and Promise David. The Ukrainian broadcast just absolutely jacked the One Soccer broadcast. Is it on TSN? TSN. And I guess One Soccer as well, or at least One Soccer is producing it. Well, it's an awesome jersey, so the Copa jersey is an awesome jersey. Depends on what happens at the Gold Cup. But at least it's on TSN. Ukraine wearing their blue jersey. Canada wearing their white with pinstripe, red pinstripe. Why are they not wearing red at home, especially against a blue team? Oh, possible color blind. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I guess because red-blue color blindness. So I guess that makes sense. Well, that works. That's what these are kind of for. Referee Jose Ugalde from Costa Rica is the referee. center ref today. Eustachio's the captain. Hey, he's not going to find a stream for it like I did. I have to. Fox Sports is showing this at 7 o'clock. It's not live. I'm watching a Ukrainian stream that jacked one soccer. Starting 11 for Ukraine. Trubin, Matvienko, Bondar, Zabarny, Timchik, Shaparenko, Kalyuzhiny, Zinchenko, Sudakov, Yaremchuk, and Shikhanov. So, I don't think it's that he doesn't want to watch. It's just that he probably can't. Or he doesn't want to give his tablet a virus. Or TV, you really can't. But I'm not sure. Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't think I'm actually that behind, crazily enough, which is good news. Luka Gavron's on the bench as a backup emergency goalkeeper, by the way. I don't know if that means if both goalkeepers get hurt, he plays, or if one gets hurt, he plays. And Canada's going to kick off this first half of the Canadian Shield. I only do it if I have to at this point. Mostly Canada friendlies are normally how it happens now. And we're off. Canadian Championship's fine. But I guess because today's the Belmont Stakes and the UFL something, you know, I guess that's why. Playing forward. And TUDN is showing Mexico, so... And Fox Deportes is showing Mexico in English, so... And Telemundo is showing the USA in Spanish, so there you go. Playing forward. Canada making a run. Buchanan! Tajon Buchanan! Tajon plays it on! Goes down in the box! And no call. And no call. Well, that's a start. 40 seconds in. Well, that's a start. I don't know. That should be a call. Schaffelberg goes down the box. No VAR, but 55 seconds in. Jesse Marsh coaching this game. I don't see Michael Bradley on the bench. Michael Bradley is a guest coach right now for the Canadian men's national team for these two games. Not for the Gold Cup, though, which makes sense. So, I wonder if he still has a house in Toronto. Wonder if he hasn't moved. Oh, really? Interesting. Maybe I will watch Money in the Bank later. I mean, I can. It's not like I can't. Playing forward. Here comes Ukraine. Cross into the box. Blocked out for a corner. Back and forth. How old is Diego Luna? Talking about the footballer. Isn't he like 24, 25 too? I'm also pretty short as well. Cross in, cleared away. I'm not a freaking square, but I'm not shaped like a square, but I'm short. I might be older than him, actually. 2:20, 0-0. Like, I mean, seriously, Diego Luna's got the Shaqiri build. Buddy's got the Shaqiri build. Come on now. That's the only two players I've seen who had that build, Shaqiri and Diego Luna. Well, shit, I'm older than him. Damn. By a bit. Goes down in the box. Schaffelberg goes down in the box again. I still feel like one of those, or at least one of those are a penalty. At least one of those is. At least one of those is a penalty. But okay. 3 minutes in. Canada's playing pretty well, but there's a little bit of back and forth here. Segor plays it to Buchanan. Canada looks good. This looks like a game between 25 and 30 on the FIFA rankings, if you believe in those things. I don't. Buchanan, cross, header, on the line, and it's in. It's a goal for Canada, and it's a goal for Jonathan David. 1-0. Jonathan David scores early. Jonathan David scores early. A spilt ball by Trubin. Plays it in front of David, and David slots it home. And Tajon Buchanan, part of that play with the cross. Jonathan David shows up for Canada when he can make the biggest move of his life. Normally, players don't do that. But David showed up and he popped one in. Jonathan David early on. Boom. Heads on. He headed it on and then he picked up the rebound as well. Amazing assist by Buchanan. 1-0 Canada. 1-0 Canada. Jonathan David. It wasn't pretty, but to win internationally, you have to have ones like that, and they had one. Beautiful. There it is. 1-0 Canada. Jonathan David. 5th minute. 5 minutes into the match. 1-0. That is what you want to see. Canada's been great so far. Suffice it to say, they look better than Ukraine. I'm going to be honest. They look better than Ukraine. Yes, Jonathan David scores. Ball crossed in by Buchanan. Goal for the USA. What? What? Jack McGlynn. What is with Pochettino doing better with the freaking MLS guys? What's going on? Jamaica's beating BVI 1-0. El Salvador's beating Anguilla 1-0. 0-0 between the Cayman Islands and Honduras, by the way. I give Tajon the credit here. Still props for David for being in the right spot at the right time. Tajon did most of the leg work. Yeah, but you can do the leg work and not the guy not finish. I'm very familiar with that. Well, yeah, there's been some plays Toronto this year where they do the leg work and it doesn't pan out. Yeah. 2 minutes in, 1-0. You got to be kidding me. Turkey's a joke. Jesus. Well, technically, their FIFA rankings lower than the USA. FIFA rankings are bullshit. USA and Canada both up 1-0. I agree. As a Chelsea fan, I agree. Pochettino is a joke. Shot. Crepeau. Shot. What a block. What a save. Maximum Crepeau. What a save. Maximum Crepeau. I think he got a hand to it. Either way, no goal. And I agree as a Chelsea fan. I think he's a joke. And Lewis also does too. 7 minutes in. Talk about the USMNT. I'm looking forward to Greenland getting into CONCACAF so USMNT can lose against them too and complete the trilogy. Hey, they can still play them now. And they can still play them now. There's something called a friendly, you know. I'm sure Greenland won't take it like a friendly. I don't care if they're in CONCACAF or not. I'll laugh my ass off if Greenland wins. He just scored. He just scored. What do you mean? He just scored. What do you mean? Canada's starting to finish. The problem was the finishing wasn't there. It's starting to start. Jonathan David's starting to pick up goals. But FIFA rankings are bullshit. My friends, FIFA rankings are bullshit. Let me tell you, the USA is higher ranked than Turkey. I still feel like Turkey's a better team, but the USA's winning. Yeah, I'm surprised. Even FOTMob's surprised. They don't even have the 1-0 up on FOTMob yet. Even they're surprised. Especially with this lineup of Matt Freese, Alex Freeman, Max Arfston, Chris Richards, the only normal player. Miles Robinson, 2 years ago, yeah. Offside. Luca De La Torre, okay, that's fair. Malik Tillman, Johnny Cardozo, Patrick Aguimang, Diego Luna, and Jack McGlynn. Look at that 11. And they're beating Turkey. Yeah, sure. Surprising. It's only a friendly. Yes, but it's against a European team. It shows you were good under competition or whatever. Just like the Ukraine-Canada game. And besides, well, if you go by US's FIFA ranking, they should be winning. I don't believe that's true. Also, if you go by Canada's FIFA ranking, they should not be winning this match. They should not be the better team, but they are. FIFA rankings are bullshit. Like, yeah, they seed you for draws. They seed you for draws in World Cups and all that. Honestly, I agree. And now people are freaking be like, hey, Pochettino, you know, he's a good manager. No, he's not. CONCACAF is underrated. I agree. Going forward, here comes Canada. Offside is promised David. I agree with that. Ivory Coast plays New Zealand at 6, by the way, which is the other game at the Canadian Shield. No, I'm not covering it. 10:33. I am interested to see how Canada plays Ivory Coast. This is true. They will be playing an African champion, even if they were lucky to be there in the first place. But even that, if that just means the chaos of AFCON happened, cross in, header, cleared away. Even if that means is Dolvik playing? No, he's on the bench. Well, they interviewed him. He is not even on the bench. Huh. He's not even on the bench. Okay. Yevgen Shaberko's on the bench, though. Columbus Crew defender. Yevgen Shaberko, he's on the bench. But Dolvik isn't. 12th minute. Okay. At least I don't see him on. Lunen's on the bench. They didn't start Lunen. Maybe you wouldn't be losing if you did. 12th minute. Canada going forward. Good pass. Into no man's land, but all right. 1-0 Canada. Max has had some work to do. Zinchenko tried to chip him. Max made the save. You ain't got that in your bag. Don't do that. Plays forward. Playing forward. Max picks it up. Goal kick. Or gets it. My take on the USMNT is the American sports culture is the issue, but not the way the purists think. Americans are just too used to being top of the food chain. Yeah, that makes sense. I think you have a good point there. And the thing about Canada is the only thing they're the top of the food chain at is hockey. Flip the channels. No. Why? This is my team. I'm going to watch my team. This is why I'm not doing CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers, because my team is playing. Just like I won't do it on Tuesday because my team is playing. It's like TFC. I could do a better game during MLS every week. I could. I don't. I could. I don't. I got it on Stream East. Random stream. And Dylan with 5 more gifted subs. Let me read Felix's. Sports-wise, they can't bring themselves to be invested in incremental push through international soccer. That includes the players. So the players reserve their passion for bigger. Playing forward, get the ball. That's a foul, I guess. Been a lot of free kicks scored this season. Thank you, Dylan, for another 5 gifted memberships. Dylan always comes through. Dylan always comes through. McGlynn for the USA is good. He's always been good. Hold on. Some we're going to run out after this weekend's games. He adds more. Dylan always. So we got OBZ. OBZ, depending on how you want to say it. OBZ, OBZ, El Balazzo. Chaos. Francisco Cortez. Playing forward, that's out 1530, and Ghost 713. Welcome to being gifted members. Thanks to Dylan. I'll put them on the list and shout them out during the review. All right. European clubs, Canadians, on the other hand, are more used to being good but not massive in sports, so we're pumped about the current project with Canada men's national team, both players and soccer fans. I agree with that, Felix. That's a good point. 16th minute. Camberos from Chivas is a good player. I agree. Pochettino would be just good enough to help our poor CF Montreal. He wouldn't help you at all either. Promise David is struggling. I wouldn't say struggling, but he ain't scored. Promise David has showed flashes, though. He's shown flashes. The question is, I could watch the Brazilian league again here. Awesome. I hope you look at those teams as your rivals, just like I do Liga MX. Since you're a Boca fan. Even though Boca's got more problems than the Brasileirão. But either way, they got more problems anyway. Playing forward. Here comes Canada. Schaffelberg pushed off the ball. And it's going to be called a foul goal kick for Ukraine. 17 minutes. It's 1-0 Canada. Honestly, the Brazilian league, for some reason, just seems so volatile. Even though there's, like, big teams. Like, even though there's your Flamengo and your Palmeiras. Like, Fluminense had the run that they did, and now they suck. Well, they're better than suck, but they sucked a little bit. Santos got relegated, came back, and getting relegated again. Probably. I gotta say, Brazil just seems big, but also chaotic, from what I can tell. Also, there's a Red Bull club in Brazil, Bragantino. That's all I'm going to say. Red Bull, we don't like Red Bull here. Why does Brazil have so many big teams? Because they do. I will say this, though. We don't like Red Bull here, whether it be Red Bull Bragantino, Red Bull New York, Red Bull Leipzig, Red Bull Salzburg, Red Bull Racing, Racing Bulls. We don't like anything Red Bull here. Hell, their hockey club we don't like. Red Bull is evil. Except for Yuki Tsunoda. We feel sorry for Yuki Tsunoda. We feel sorry for Yuki Tsunoda. We do. Because he's getting absolutely sacrificed to Max Verstappen. I don't even drink Red Bull. We also hate the drink, yes. We also hate the drink as well. I don't drink Red Bull either. The original or the special versions. I don't like the drink either. Aaron Rodgers is a Pittsburgh Steeler. Good. Hopefully they actually win a playoff game, I should say. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Don't waste my time bandwagoning you. Again. Don't waste my time. Who for Ballon d'Or? Oof. Dembele. Ousmane Dembele. But I know somebody who's very happy about Aaron Rodgers being a Pittsburgh Steeler. I know somebody who's very happy about it. Because they told me. 20th minute. 1-0 Canada. So it's on One Soccer and TSN? Mo Salah should be in the argument. I agree, but he didn't win nothing but the Prem. That's kind of hard to make that argument, you know. He didn't win nothing but the Prem. It's kind of hard to make that argument. It's like Connor Hellebuck with the Hart. It's a hard argument to make. Should he? Does he arguably deserve it? Yeah, it's a hard argument to make. I don't really want to give it to Lamine Yamal. Rodgers is going to play the Jets week 1 of the season against Justin Fields. That's so ironic. Oh, speaking of, sometime earlier in the season, there's going to be a Sunday Night Football between the Steelers and the Packers. Because they were waiting for the Rodgers deal to come down, but they put it on Sunday night. So, he's also playing the Packers. Jordan Love versus Aaron Rodgers. I hope Aaron Rodgers wins. I can't believe I'm saying those words. Jesus. I can't believe I'm saying those words. Cross in, header. What are you doing? That was a bad idea. Shot blocked. And that should be a free kick the other way. Now, if only we could get Brett Favre to come out of retirement. If Brett Favre came out of retirement to play one of the teams on the Steelers schedule that isn't the Jets or the Packers, we could have an Aaron Rodgers versus Brett Favre. Well, we did have some of those when he played for the Vikings. But either way, who should Brett Favre play for 1 week? I'll also root for Aaron Rodgers there because I'm shocked, but, Bombito, he was hurt. He's dealing with a wrist injury. Johnston, I'm legit surprised he ain't playing. But I guess why not use this to test things and not the Gold Cup? Because you got a pretty solid squad for Gold Cup, and you really should win a trophy this year, and you didn't do it in March. So now you got to do it. Because they've been saying, hey, we got to win a trophy this year. And you didn't do it in March. So this is where you test it, is what I'm saying. This is where you test it. Bombito, Yeah, he didn't get called up. He's dealing with the wrist injury. 24th minute, huh? Oh, it says there's a second goal in the 24th minute. Yeah, I thought I'd be a little bit behind. Playing forward. Let's watch how this played out. I told you I'd be a little bit behind because I have that third-party stream. Do that what you will. Blocked away. Playing forward. Here comes Canada. Tajon Buchanan, dude. Burning. Fast like Leclerc. Cross in, header, goal. Goal from Jonathan David. That had no way getting in, but it did. What a header. 2 goals for Jonathan David. 2-0. 23rd minute. Buchanan and David once again. $2-0. What a goal. Fair enough, but Ballon d'Or voters don't really care about the Prem. That's the problem. Buchanan again. Mexico versus Switzerland already started. I think they might win both. Let's not forget, Ivory Coast won the AFCON because of chaos. What a header by David. It was AFCON chaos. They're a good team, but Canada are just as good. People said they probably couldn't beat Ukraine. I don't know if they were being realistic or not, but that's a goal. Still don't see Michael Bradley. Yeah, me too. I didn't even realize Utah. That's honestly even more shocking than the time they played in Charlotte, North Carolina. I got to look at the freaking demographics of Utah, but I would think. Beauty, for sure. That was a beautiful goal. What a run by Tajon and then a goal by Jonathan David. Vamos, Canada. Canada are cooking Ukraine. Tajon, holy moly. They are. I can't even explain it. I'm not watching the game or that one, so they're winning. Canada would go far in the Euros. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. They would have done better than Italy did last year, I think. If you threw Canada, Jesse Marsh's Canada into the Euros, they would have done better than Italy did, for sure. If you throw Canada into Italy's group, World Cup qualifying, Canada would do better than Italy. I agree. Cleared away, past the post, that'll be a corner for Ukraine, 26th minute. I think they would do well. 26th minute. I think they would do well. But I'm just comparing Canada to Italy. I didn't say how much better. I just said they do better. They wouldn't have lost to Norway like Italy did. Shot saved by Crepeau. They wouldn't have lost to Norway like Italy did. Yeah, because Jesse Marsh is a really good coach. John Herdman isn't. John Herdman's a good motivational speaker. He's not a good coach. There's a difference. There's a difference. He's also a very good drone user. He's not a good coach. And he's probably better for a national team than a club team because let's be real. Toronto started well last year when his words were new. The longer they got used to his words, the worse they got. National teams, they don't have to listen to him as much, and it's only 2 weeks every couple of months. I'm biased because I don't like their team, but if Italy bottle another World Cup qualification, at some point you have to ask if they should still be in the conversation as a top soccer country. If Italy bottle another World Cup, you know what they should do? Absolutely ransack the FIGC and just burn it down and start anew. You're right. They should be. They should. You should ask if they should be in the conversation if they bottle this. You're right. I agree. And I'm biased because I'm an Italy fan. They're a joke. Burn the FIGC to the ground. That's what I say. Burn them to the ground. Figuratively, not literally, but you know what I mean. And I never thought I'd see a more clown show federation than Canada Soccer. At least Canada, well, Kevin Blue is setting it forward. Kevin Blue is building Canada up. It's not a joke anymore. Canada Soccer Federation isn't a joke anymore. It used to be. For a while there, they were still succeeding in spite of the jokiness. Now they're succeeding because they're not a joke anymore. Italy is a joke. And they will be a joke until they fix up, which they won't because, I don't know. Turkey scores 1-1. There we go. Well, that's cool. Of course he did. Good save from Matt Freeze. 2-0 Canada. Terrible mistake from the USA. Bad mistake from Johnny Cardoso. The man that they say is going to go to Atletico Madrid. 30th minute. Let's see how the 3-0 happened. Jay Nelson's on the bench. Crepeau. Promise David gets the goal. Let's see. Crepeau playing the ball forward. I'm a little bit behind. Brought down by Zabarny. Falls for Canada. Or no, it doesn't. But they win the second ball. Good job, Segor. Segor wins the second ball. That's out for a throw. 30th minute. Promise with his promise. Throw in for Canada. Shit, how behind am I? No. Goal for Promise David. There it is. 3-0. He makes a run out of nothing. Promise David. I need to see the replay. They barely even showed it. He just came out of nowhere. Promise David out of nowhere. Like an RKO. Call that a promise KO. Ball played forward. Oh, Promise David blocked it himself and made the run. Oh my God. Boom. Blocks the ball away. Makes the run under the leg. Boom. How heads up is Promise David? $3-0. Here comes Turkey. Lol. 2-1 Turkey. There we go. Promise David. What a play. What a play. Both Davids on the score sheet. Promise on once, Jonathan on twice. I know Canada's good. 31st minute, 3-0. Ukraine is solid. Canada's better. Canada's the better team. You know, this is why I say FIFA rankings are bullshit. Canada's a better team than 30th place in the FIFA rankings. They are. They are. Ukraine's not as good as 25th. Ukraine is solid. But if I had the real rankings, Canada would be above Ukraine. And that may be biased. I don't think it is. I don't think that's biased. I think that's just true. I know. I need to get on After Effects or something, I know, or I get a green screen, I know. We'll see. Maybe I do it quicker than I think. Let's see how things pan out. 1-2 for Turkey. Now, if Canada was playing Turkey, I don't know if I'd be so, what's the word? If Canada was playing Turkey, I don't think I'd be so chest out about Canada winning. I'd be like, yeah, Canada's a good team. It's going to be a close game, but Ukraine is not as good as Turkey. They're a solid team, but Canada's better. I don't care if FIFA's better. Canada's better than the 30 ranked FIFA, 30 FIFA ranking. They are. FIFA rankings are bullshit. They are. Now, if Canada wins both their games in this window, that'll at least get them up to what, about 27? Doesn't matter. They're in the first pot anyway. But the bad thing is the ranking doesn't matter anyway. They're in the first pot for the World Cup. So, doesn't really matter, doesn't it? Don't really matter, doesn't it? I guess it matters for 20 or 30. 30, yeah, 2030. It matters for 2030, but they got to hold this. But New Zealand versus Ukraine at 4 p.m. Central on June 10, and then Canada plays Ivory Coast at 7:30. Okay, well, at least I know it's at the 30s. I'm probably watching Money in the Bank. I'll look at the score, but I'm probably watching Money in the Bank. And if Canada could win the Canadian Shield on Tuesday, then we'll... Oh, yeah, goal differential matters. Well, if they don't give up anything, they might be... As long as they win, they might win the Canadian Shield, yes. Probably would help that I think Ukraine's playing New Zealand, yeah. So if New Zealand beats Ivory Coast, which I don't think that'll happen, I'm starting to believe that Ivory Coast will be on 3 points and Canada's going to be on 3 points. You might as well take these as semifinals at this point, because I don't really see New Zealand beating Ivory Coast, which means they'll be on 0. Ukraine will be on 0. Ukraine plays New Zealand on Tuesday as a third-place match of the 2 0-point teams, and Canada plays Ivory Coast as a final of the 2 3-point teams. They might as well have just made these semifinals and finals. The group stage thing was kind of dumb. I mean, the group stage thing was kind of dumb considering you're only playing 2 of the 3 teams. It was kind of dumb. That's my main thing. Cross in. Saved. It's kind of dumb. This might as well at this point be a semifinal. Yeah, I'm honestly shocked too. I'm going to have to look at the demographics of Utah. 37th minute. Watching Mexico, Switzerland on TSN also. Playing forward. Yeah, it's different. It's different, and it also helps Canada test themselves, which is awesome. I mean, fair enough, but are you kidding me? Lord. Stream East is being weird. But, I mean, you have a point, though. Like, you have a point that, yeah, it kind of feels bad they're beating the shit out of Ukraine. But it's a football match. That's what you're supposed to do, is win a football match. Like, all love to Ukraine. All love to the people of Ukraine. Corner for Canada. All love to the people of Ukraine. Cross in, headed away by Ukraine. Oh, there's actually multiple. Okay, good. That's good to know. 38th minute, 3-0. But it's football. Ain't that something? I think they're getting money. Don't worry. They're going to get money from Mexico. Don't worry. They're getting paid out the ass, I bet. I don't know, maybe. USA's struggling. And Mexico, I think, is too. Canada isn't, because Canada's not a one-man team like Mexico. Canada's not fueled on prayers and dreams. Well, I guess they are, but not like Mexico is. And the USA is a joke. Canada's the best team in CONCACAF. The best team right now. Results? No, I'd say Turkey's better than Switzerland. Not Ukraine, though. Yeah, Switzerland's better than Ukraine, though. Yeah, I'll agree with that. But Canada would still beat all three. Canada would still beat all three. Turkey might be a bit close, but they'd still beat all three. July of 2025. July of 2025, my friend. July 9th, I think. July 9th, I think, to be exact. July 6th? My bad. July 6th, to be exact. My bad. Well, that is bad. That is bad. July 6th, my bad. Delusional. Delusional's my middle name. Delusional's my middle name. Well, it's not, but might as well be. Might as well be. If you think Canada's losing to the USA, you're the delusional one. Mexico, I could listen. Mexico, I could listen to the argument. Canada losing to Mexico, I could listen to that argument. USA, you're delusional. The USA is the one who's going to lose. Like, I think we can both agree on that. I think me and Alex, we can both agree that the USA ain't doing shit at the Gold Cup. Eltree is Mexico. And you can't lose to both. Does that be a knockout stage? I'll listen to the argument Canada loses to Mexico. I'll listen. I disagree, but I'll listen. I'm more afraid of Jamaica. Well, no, I'm not. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm more afraid of Guatemala than the USA at this point. USA wins, I meant. Of course. I said they would. I'm more afraid of Guatemala at the Gold Cup at this point. And I'm not saying I'm afraid of Guatemala, but compared to the USA, I'm more afraid of Guatemala. And Hagen had 2 damn howlers last night, so do with that what you will. What about Jamaica versus Mexico? Mexico should beat Jamaica. For sure. For sure. That's why I checked what I was saying. I guess technically I am still more afraid of Jamaica at the Gold Cup than the USA. I'm pretty damn sure the USA is going to suck at the Gold Cup. Jamaica having the result they did against Nigeria changes everything. Well, not everything, but it's something. It's not everything, but it's something. It's not nothing. If it's something, nothing, or everything, it's something. Shouts out FUTEBOL Americas. It's something. It's something. 43rd minute. Goal from Switzerland. Canada is the one who hasn't screwed up today. I love it. I love it. Embolo. Briel Embolo scores. So that is 1-0 Switzerland, 2-1 Turkey, 3-0 Canada. Bow down to your masters. Bow down. Bow down to the real best team in CONCACAF. Screw what the FIFA rankings say. Screw what the trophies say. Bow. Bow! Bow! No screwing it up is a pretty strong understatement. 44th minute. How's Mexico losing? I guess Raul hasn't scored yet. Cross in. Shot! Save! Oof. Cayman Islands, Honduras, 0-0, just over halftime. Yeah, I'm shocked about that. Well, that's dumb. Talarangel, Jesus Orozco, Amari, or Cesar Montes. My bad. I was reading Morales, not Montes. Luis Chavez, please don't tell me he's actually playing at the back. What? There's no way. It's got to be Lira, right? It's got to be. Emilio Lara. Oh, yeah, they did start Emilio Lara. Yeah. Piojo Alvarado, Chino Huerta, Charlie Rodriguez, Eric Lira, Raul Santi. Hey, they're playing Raul and Santi. What do you mean B team? What do you mean B team? 44th minute. They're playing Raul. There's their guy. It doesn't exactly matter what else they do. Now, if they're playing Luis Chavez at the back, it makes sense. But 45th minute. Things make sense. USA and Turkey are jawing at each other. Good. That's the one problem Canada had, was finishing. Turns out, I think we found our strikers. Promise and Jonathan, the Davids. They're not brothers, but they might as well be. 2 minutes. That was so much of a fumble. Promise and Jonathan aren't brothers, but they're brothers in scoring. That's better. There we go. I got it now. They're brothers in scoring. They're a band of brothers. They're not really brothers, but they're like soldiers. They're a band of brothers in scoring. Yeah, there we go. That works for me. They have the same last name, no relation, but they're a brother like they're a soldier. The soldiers are scoring. The band of brothers, the soldiers are scoring. Boom, I got it. There we go. The dynamic Davids, that might be better, though. And I love international friendlies because it shows how good Canada is. Not just good, great. Ah, man, I'm going to be walking on air after this. And I love it. And also, the USA and Mexico are shitting their pants, and Canada looks amazing. Oh, man, I love it. I haven't been this happy about a football match since God knows how long. It's been a while. Probably a whole year. USA blowing it against mediocre. Turkey's better than mediocre, kid. I haven't been happy about a football match in shit. I don't know how long. It's been at least a year. 47th minute. Free kick taken, blocked off the wall, and player down, hurt. And Cornelius is down. Damn it. Yeah, things can't go completely perfectly. I haven't been happy with the USA since the Gold Cup win. Well, shit, that was 4 years ago. Not even when they qualified for the World Cup? Not even when they beat Iran? Huh. Okay. Yeah, but it's also kind of funny that they're wasting their golden generation, or at least what they call a golden generation. It's kind of funny. And then Canada just out of nowhere just jumps above them anyway. Halftime. It's 3-0 Canada. It's funny. It's funny, you know? It's funny. Yeah, you're right, but it's also funny. Maybe. I think it was better than pure luck. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I did. Who's winning right now out of the big three? Sir? Who's winning their match at halftime out of the big three? I'll give you a hint. It's not the USA, and it's not Raul Jimenez's Super Saiyan team. I'll give you a hint. And we're all playing European teams, by the way. All solid European teams. Who's winning? Who's winning? Oh, we're all at home, by the way. Who's winning? Well, Mexico's in Utah, but still. Utah, really? Either way, who's winning? Forget what a trophy says. Forget what the FIFA rankings say. Trust the process. Hey, Jesse Marsch is going to win a trophy before Mikel Arteta ever does. See you July 6th. Jesse Marsch is about to produce a trophy. Something Mikel Arteta didn't do. Ain't done. Well, okay, since the FA Cup. Trust the process. I'd rather be the Arsenal of CONCACAF than be embarrassing. Hey, you know what that means, though? If we're the Arsenal of CONCACAF, guess what? We still have the best chance of being the best at the World Cup. Because guess what? We're not playing CONCACAF teams. So, you think that's a flex. You think it's a diss. It's not. It's a flex. So what if we don't win the Gold Cup? We'll still do better at the World Cup because we're not playing CONCACAF teams. And we'll probably outlast everybody. So, and if we play somebody, well, shit, yeah, the lower teams won't make it anyway. So, yeah, it's actually a flex. And you can't say that after June 6th anyway, but just if you can, still a flex. But they're not. But they're not. Halftime 3-0. Mexico's Airbnb, the USA. That's true. Lol. Hey, you know what? He's finally coming back. Right time. Crepeau's a solid keeper. I'm glad to see this too. 1 for USMNT, 2 for Turkey. Yep, they're halftime as well. We'll be back for the stats, the half. We'll be back. 9:44 till the second half, so. We'll take a short break. We'll be back for the stats, talk about it. Ukraine has more possession. Canada has 3 goals. Okay. Still think Canada's been the better team. I don't think that possession tells everything, but okay. Sit tight, be back. You're like Bradley Chon in the Canada camp. Hey, I was there before him. I was there before Baldy. But you know what? Welcome, Michael. Welcome. It's nice to have you. Now disown your father. Now disown your father. Either way. We'll be back. Sit tight. 3-0 Canada. We're back for the stats at the half. I mean, yeah, Bob Bradley can't be worse than Robin Fraser, but Bob Bradley ain't the pirate. Or no, Bob Bradley is worse than Robin. Michael, they both look like pirates, but they ain't the pirate. No, Bob is worse than Robin. Michael, you have the wrong name. Michael, damn, I got crossed up there. Michael would not be worse than Robin. Or can't be worse than Robin, but he ain't the pirate. Bob is Skeletor. Michael, he ain't the captain, that's for sure. He looks like a pirate. He ain't the captain. He ain't the captain. He ain't. He ain't a captain. I can tell you that much. But if I wanted Michael to be the coach, I'd say I want Michael. And honestly, at this point, Bob still looks like Skeletor. But no, Robin is just as bad as Bob, if not yikes. Honduras is losing to Cayman Islands. What? Wow. Yikes. Hi, friends. Just came from your Guatemala reaction. I agree with you, but disagree. Guatemala was way better, but Hagen gave him 2 free goals, if not 4-0. I still feel like Dominican played hard, though. That's the thing. You're right. If he didn't gift them the goals, it probably would have been 4-0, but they played hard. You have a point, though. And by the way, let me also correct. I forgot Jamaica had a game in hand, which they're playing right now. So, with that, if Jamaica loses to whoever it was, yeah, that was, I thought they were on 3 games. They're playing their game in hand right now, winning, so they're advancing too. So really, the Guatemala-Jamaica game's on who finishes first. Yep, I guess. How we doing, Henry? The stats, the half. 41% possession of 59% possession, 6 shots to 5, 4 shots on target to 3. 166 accurate passes, 84%, 258, 90%, 10 fouls to 8, 1 corner to 3, 6 shots to 5, 4 shots on goal to 3. We have 198 passes to 287, 84% pass accuracy to 90%. Excuse me. 8 throws to 5, 4 offside to 2, 0 yellows to 0, 0 red cards to 0, 3-0 at the half. Canada's the better team. Do they have the possession? No. Are Canada the better team? Yes. Canada are the better team. It's 0-0. Let's check FOTMob. FOTMob say 0-0. FOTMob says 0-0. So no, it's still a draw. Yeah, I didn't know if well, Cayman Islands are playing Honduras in Cayman Islands, but Honduras is better than... Still would be hard. Davy Flores started the game, by the way. Swear to God, if this... Damn ads. Trying to figure this out. I would agree. I agree with Steve. Here's the second half. Okay. I agree with that, but Guatemala's got to be like the second half team for 90 minutes. I hope you don't disagree with that. Because when I said Guatemala's got to play like they did that second half the whole game. That first half was still sloppy. Even if those goals were given away, it was still too sloppy. They cannot be playing like that first half if they want any chance against teams like Jamaica or Costa Rica. Luckily for Guatemala, they're going to get a little bit of a reality check when they play Jamaica. I'm not saying a horrible reality check, but a reality check of this ain't fun no more. This is work. And this is what you're facing from September to November. And if you go to the playoff, instead of automatically qualify, what you'll face in March. You can't play like that. You can't just play a 45-minute game and hope you win. Jamaica Smale. Damn it. Well, that sucks. Shit. Masaka. Damn it. If you don't know Japanese, Masaka is a exclamation about basically damn, heartbreak, you know? It's like disappointment and heartbreak. Give shock, disappointment, heartbreak. That's the gist of it. That's the gist of it. If you didn't know, my mom did spend her high school years in Japan. There's a reason why I have a connection to Japan. It's not just because Daniel Jefferson coming on for Canada. Fair enough. But I'm saying about, like, you can't just play a 45-minute game and hope to win. Promise David coming off for Daniel Jefferson. Interesting. Yeah, but Raul's the reason why you're winning, so it doesn't matter if it's the bench players. He should still be scoring. Be afraid. Second half, Ukraine's going to kick off to start the second half. And we're about 20 seconds behind, 30 seconds behind with this stream, so do with that what you will. About a minute, give or take. And here we go. 40 seconds, give or take. And Gia almost scored for El Salvador. They're already eliminated. What the hell? Promise David's off for Daniel Jefferson. Canada winning 3-0, and honestly, they're the better team. Canada has been very clinical today. They've been the better team. Ukraine has not had an answer for Canada. Cross in. Cleared away. Still 0-0. 10 minutes to go. Jamaica wins 1-0. Winning 1-0 over British Virgin Islands. 1-0. That's it. 1-0 for Jamaica against the British Virgin Islands. That's it. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Jesus H. Christ. No, they do smell. I would hope so. Jesus H. Christ. 17th minute, they scored their first goal. They haven't scored another. What the hell? Jesus. And, oh, wait, did they? Hold on. It was Warner Brown who scored the goal. Well, thank God a dude we don't even know scored. Steve McLaren football, Lamal. Jamaica are not an attacking team. The problem is they should be. The problem is they have the players to be one. Like, they have good attacking talent. They are not using their talent correctly. That is the problem. This is not a team playing 2006 4-4-2 English football. You should be beating them by more. I don't care if you are in the BVI. And also, they put on Leon Bailey, Casey Palmer, Romario Williams, and they still have Damari Gray on. I mean, the dude went to freaking Saudi Arabia. Do with that what you will, but Switzerland invited their full team. Yeah, but you shouldn't be playing a B team against a European team to prepare yourself for the World Cup. You're wasting an opportunity, one. Second of all, Raul's still playing. That's the only reason you're winning games. So Do with that what you will. I agree. Well, you do have the bozo, so playing forward. Sadly enough, you don't have to play them. Well, not now at least. But you still have the bozo, so do with that what you will. Let's not act like the bozo's any better than Steve McLaren. Slightly better. Well, yeah, they shouldn't. They're islands. Like, not surprising. And they played the first round. They didn't even get to the second round. They got eliminated last March. Those two-legged ties. Yeah, I agree with that. Jamaica, because they're playing defensive, ugly football. Shot blocked wide for a corner. 50th minute, 49-50. Honestly, Bozo versus McLaren. Honestly, I'll take Suriname at this point. You know what? Fair. I'll take the Bozo. I'll take the Bozo Menzo over Steve McLaren. I don't care what you've done in the Premier League. I don't care what you've done in English football. That's all prehistoric. That'd be a goal kick for Canada, 50th minute. I agree with that. Fair enough, but they didn't have any good midfield players with their A team, so what's your point? Rangel's better than Malagon. Biased. Hey, Chivas fan, you're biased. It might not matter. It might not matter soon, but you're biased. Damn. Promise David was pulled for an injury. Damn. Damn. Shit. Well, that sucks. Hope it's nothing serious either. Malagon's not a modern keeper. Yeah, you know what? I don't like this modern keeper talk, frankly. I love attacking football, but this sweeper keeper shit, no. Save. I'm not saying a keeper should disregard his distribution, but what I want my keeper to do is save the ball. If my keeper saves the ball, I don't care if he's passable at distribution. Save the ball. Save the ball. If your keeper is part of your, how do I put this? If your keeper is a big part of your passing to set up your attack, you're honestly doing it wrong. I'm sorry. You can play attacking football without having your keeper come halfway out of his box. Pep. Mareshka. You could do that. You could do it. Like, I'm not saying he needs to disregard distribution, but he can be passable and you'd still be fine. I want my goalie to save the ball. Playing forward. Buchanan shot wide. Thank Pep for this. Good. He saves the ball. Fair. He never goes out at corners because they do. No. I'm watching the UEFA Nations League final. I don't even know if I could, well, I guess I could find a stream, but It'd probably be good for my channel if I did, but UEFA Nations League final. Never goes out of corners. Thanks, Pep, for this. Yes. You know what? Let's look at something. They don't even say the Pachuca Al Ali friendly on FOTMob, so doesn't even exist to them. Yeah, that probably didn't help either. Probably didn't even help matters either. 54th minute. We will be live for the UEFA Nations League final, though. Same bat time, same bat channel. Same bat time. Okay, 30 minutes earlier than today, but still. Same bat time, same bat channel, pretty much. Definitely same bat channel, but nobody got the Batman reference? Shit. But we will be live for Portugal versus Spain tomorrow. Should be a fun one. It's another UEFA final. Might as well do it. Oh, Honduras finally scored. Honduras finally scored 1-0, and it was an own goal, of course. It was an own goal for Wesley Robinson, but Honduras has a 1-0 lead. Honduras tops their group with 9 points going into the final match day against Antigua and Barbuda. Well, that's a group win then. Cuba plays Bermuda. That should be tonight, right? Oh, June 10th. They've already played 3 games. Oh, yeah. Cross in. Cleared away. June 4th. They played yesterday. Antigua Barbuda yesterday. Okay. So this is the 4th game for the Cayman Islands. They're done after this. 55th minute corner. Header. Playing forward. Cross in. Headed away. And Gia legit almost scored again, but it's still 3-0 El Salvador. So looking at that table, by the way, and Gia's already eliminated. El Salvador up 3-0. They're second place. They get to play Suriname next in El Salvador. With that being said, though, St. Vincent versus Puerto Rico. If Puerto Rico 5, 6, 7, if Puerto Rico wins their game, well, it doesn't matter. If Suriname loses, it doesn't matter. If Suriname beats El Salvador, Puerto Rico could pip El Salvador. If El Salvador draws Suriname, it won't matter. So do that what you will. El Salvador has to win this game, which they are, 3-0. Yes, Alex, almost a goal for USA. Exactly. Eustachio is better. He's been better for 4 years. But he's in Europe, so that helps. 3 Canada. Oso's washed nowadays. It sucks. What question was it? I didn't even see it. Conte's heat map. Conte's heat map. Conte's everywhere, man. Conte is everywhere. He's in freaking St. Louis and France at the same time. Conte is everywhere. The Flash is real. His name is Conte. The Flash is real. His name is Conte. I heard that too, but they're still going to host World Cup games. Think they're going to miss out on that? Just saying, man, I say Bozo could play Funkel versus El Salvador. You know what, though? That ain't so bad. It is rotation, but it ain't so bad. Like, Jonathan Funkel is solid, dude. Shaparenko is off for Peak Alonok. Yeah, that's what we'll go with. Peak Alonok. That's what we'll go with. That was horrible pronunciation. We'll go with it. Pulisic's never won a Gold Cup. Yeah, because he doesn't go. But you know what Clint Dempsey always did? He went to the Gold Cup. He played the Gold Cup. Pulisic is a freaking prima donna. Kid only played the Gold Cup once and lost. Well, no, he didn't play in 2017. No, he didn't play that Gold Cup. No. Playing forward. I mean, Davies hasn't either, but I think Davies would be playing if he wasn't hurt. Do with that what you will. 60th minute. Jamaica beat the BVI. Jamaica's moving on to the third round of World Cup qualifying. Dominican Republic are eliminated. Dominica is eliminated no matter what happens. Guatemala and Jamaica have both advanced to the third round with the 9 points they have earned. The Guatemala-Jamaica game on Tuesday is about first place in Group E. I would hope it's Guatemala, but they might pull it off. Group F, Suriname has advanced. Suriname will be in round 3 after their win against Puerto Rico. They will be in round 3, headed away by Canada. El Salvador has to draw or beat Suriname to ensure advancement. If they lose to Suriname, brought down, shot, save, offside. If El Salvador loses to Suriname and Puerto Rico wins their match against St. Vincent, Puerto Rico would advance to the third round of World Cup qualifying for CONCACAF. El Salvador needs a result on Tuesday against Suriname to advance. Canada is destroying Ukraine. Yes, El Salvador win full time. Yep. 6-7 points. Drawing Puerto Rico might have been disastrous for El Salvador. Canada's been real lucky. No, they haven't. They've been destroying Ukraine. Ukraine's had a better second half, though. I'll admit that. But Canada's still winning 3-0. They'd have to screw up to draw this game or even lose it. Group D. Los Piñoleros have advanced to the third round with 9 points. They will advance no matter what with their win. Panama, if they beat Belize today, yes, if they beat Belize, they will advance as well to the third round. No matter what Guyana or Montserrat do. If Panama loses, that opens up a room for Guyana and Montserrat, even though, and then we have a top of the table clash. So that's 2 we probably think will go through. 3 teams that have already advanced to round 3. No, because I don't have Wagyu burgers, but those sound good. 3-0. How did Jamaica barely win? Steve McLaren, that's how. Being Steve McLaren. I'll agree with that. '63rd minute. Group C, Curacao, 9 points. Curaçao's advanced to the third round of CONCACAF World Cup qualifying. Haiti has advanced no matter what. They have advanced because Aruba's on 3 games, 2 points. Barbados, 1 point. St. Lucia, 1 point. Haiti is on 2 games. They play Aruba, but even with 6 points. Aruba, all they could do was get 5 points. Oh, Aruba Haiti just started. Honestly, all Aruba could get is 5 points because they're on their third game. So Jaden Nelson coming on for Schaffelberg. It was It was Lorea's coming on and Jamie Knight LaBelle coming on. 64th minute. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Cornelius Segor Schaffelberg off for Lorea, Knight LaBelle, and Jaden Nelson. So Curacao and Haiti will advance to the next round. Points just don't play out to the point where, yeah, Curacao and Haiti are going on to the third round of CONCACAF qualifying. Group B, Trinidad and Tobago top the group as of now. Costa Rica, if they win, they advance. Nobody's advanced yet out of Group B. Group B is still wide open. Group A, Honduras have advanced to the third round. Cuba has to beat Bermuda. If they do, Cuba will advance. If Bermuda beats Cuba, Bermuda will advance. Cayman Islands are out. They've played 4 games. Antigua Barbuda are out. Cuba or Bermuda will advance. Honduras has advanced. Ukraine going forward. Goalkeeper sub? No. Goal kick? No. That makes no sense. Okay. That's 2 teams. Okay. I don't think that means anything. That's just correlation. Oh, Ukraine's making a goalkeeper sub. Okay. 65th minute. Let's see. Is that Andre Lunin? No, it's Riznik. Dimitro from Shakhtar Donetsk. Why not Lunin? USA almost scored Tillman. Dimitro is on for Truban. Why not Lunin? They not want to play Lunin? Dude. Okay, 66th minute. It's like if they played Luka Gavron. I'd love to see him play, but playing forward. 67th minute. So, with that being said, we have in CONCACAF moving on to round 3. 1 team, automatic, we know will. 1 team, 2, 3, 4. Panama wins today. It'll be 5. 6, 7, 8. Jaden Nelson saved. 4 teams. We have 8 teams confirmed for round 3. 4 teams to finish out the list of teams. Tomorrow, the UEFA Nations League final, Portugal, Spain. There are 4 teams left to qualify for the third round of CONCACAF qualifying. That will be considered on Tuesday. Well, tonight and Tuesday. If Haiti already, it doesn't matter what they do against Aruba, they already did. Trinidad and Tobago, Group B, both the Group B slots have not been clinched yet. The second place in Group A has not been clinched yet. Panama, technically, the second place in Group D has not been clinched yet. And the second place in Group F has not been clinched yet. I guess 8 if Panama wins. So 7 if Panama wins, it'll be 8 with 4 left to be picked. Can Ronaldo strike magic again? I hope he does. 68th minute. Cristiano Ronaldo. Have you not been paying attention? Based on performances, who do you believe reaches the World Cup? Honduras, Costa Rica, and I say Panama. Playoff teams, Guatemala, and I'm leaning between Trinidad and Suriname for the playoff. Honestly, Jamaica should make it, but I don't trust them right now. Like, I think Jamaica should make it. It depends on what group they get. If Jamaica gets the group of death, if they get some big teams, if they get like 2 teams in their group that are as good as equal to them or better than them, it might be tough. Like, ask me when the draw happens on the 12th, or we'll do that during the draw. I'll tell you what I think when the draw happens on the 12th. If Jamaica gets teams where I think they're even, at the very least, if not slightly better, it might be hell for Jamaica. And it's 6 games. 3 home, 3 away during the fall. Should they win their home games? Yeah. The away games, I'm not so sure. So, I don't know about Jamaica right now. I still have Panama, Jamaica, Costa Rica, Guatemala, El Salvador. El Salvador is still questionable. Jamaica's questionable. Costa Rica, Guatemala, Panama. Honduras, I could see them failing. I'd like to see Suriname or Trinidad do something. I think they can. We'll find out. We will be there. I respect that. '70th minute. Guatemala tied El Salvador but beat Honduras. Honduras winning 1-0 against the Cayman Islands is a bit underwhelming. They were in the Cayman Islands, though, so playing devil's advocate. No, they should have done better anyway, but it was in the Cayman Islands. Playing devil's advocate. Not like I should, but not like I should there, but I am. But I am. '71st minute, 3-0. Yeah, and they only won 1-0. So, same. I guess they're in the same boat. Same boat. Same boat. Quick goal lost again at TST. '72nd minute. Still 3-0 Canada. Trinidad can't perform against big teams. El Salvador can. You ain't no Tyrese Spicer. Buddy, Tyrese Spicer gonna change that. Exactly. I agree with that. El Salvador can. El Salvador, they can park the bus. 1-1. Santi scored. Hey, finally, Santi Jimenez scored for Mexico. Santi Jimenez finally scored for Mexico since the Copa Oro. It's got to be the first time, right? Since the Copa Oro. He finally did. 1-1. Yay, Santi did something. No way. Santi scored. Good for him. Santi! 73rd minute. Wow. Miracles do happen. Hey, Rasmus Højlund. Hey, Rasmus Højlund. I guess miracles do happen. Praying on a miracle. Santi beat the fraud allegations. Okay, 1 goal against Switzerland. Okay. Well, okay, that's actually a pretty good goal. 74th minute. Throw in. Ukraine's been much better. I won't say much better the second half, but they've pushed. They fought. Ukraine didn't just. Well, then again, that's been Ukraine's mentality for a while, is fight. The football team represents the country's mentality. I'll say that much. Respect. What are you doing, Jefferson? Come on, man. Cross in. Jay Nelson, cross over the bar. Over the bar. Jonathan David couldn't get his hat trick. I guess. I mean, a lot of pitches in CONCACAF in the Caribbean are probably synthetic. Would make sense. You know, money's a problem and all that. Why'd they put it in Utah? I don't get it. 75th minute. Damn, Jonathan David might have missed his hat trick. Oh, goes down. Still keeps the ball alive. Canada playing forward. Jonathan David in the box. No penalty. Cleared away by Ukraine. Here we go. The terms of Aaron Rodgers' contract with the Steelers. 1 year, $13.65 million, $10 million guaranteed. That ain't bad. And incentives have been written to his contract as well. I don't know. I feel like that may have been a penalty. Should have been. 75th minute. 76th minute. 14 minutes to go plus stoppage time. Saliba gives it away. Here comes Ukraine. They fighting hard. $76 minutes. Good contract. I agree. Playing forward. Crepeau. Brought down. It's out for a throw. Playing forward. 77th minute. Canada still 3-0. Good performance. So basically, seems to me like that Ivory Coast, well, it depends. If Ivory Coast beats New Zealand, which I think should happen, no disrespect to Finn Sermon and Bill Tuoloma and Chris Wood, still think Ivory Coast is a better team. Playing forward. Alistair. Or no, it wasn't. It's Basong. Did Alistair wear two at some point? Oh, Jaden Nelson off the post. Ay. Well, at least for Canada, yeah. Yeah, Nelson wasn't even, Johnston wasn't even on the bench for this game. So, yeah, Basong took Johnston's number. Yeah, that's what I thought. Even if they win, doesn't matter. The points would they still can't get more than what? Kyle Laren coming on. Oh, God. Kyle Laren for Jonathan David. Well, at least it's only 12 minutes. And they're winning 3-0. So Surprise me, Kyle. Give us a fourth goal. Surprise me. Give us a fourth goal. 4 goals? 4 goals. The Lord Laren. %85 possession for Honduras. They only won 1-0. The hell? 79th minute. Playing forward. Jaden Nelson. Ah, Jaden. Come on, man. 79th minute. "79 minutes of football being played. 3-0 Canada. Playing forward. 80th minute throw-in. 3-0. Playing forward. Good play. Richie, good pass. Back to Richie Larea. Ah, and he just got bowled over. If that's not a free kick, I don't know what. Okay, it's something. I mean, he got bowled over by Zinchenko. That should be something. And Richie squared. Well, I don't know about. Oh, he hugged him. That's interesting. Or like a side hug. Really, that's interesting. Free kick for Canada. Canada's doing their job. Cross in. Header. Shot. Goal. 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 Tajon Buchanan. 2 assists, 1 goal. Man of the match, Tajon. 4-0. What a play. Tajon. What a goal by Tajon. 4-0. Welcome back, Tajon. Welcome back. He deserves that one. I think he's man of the match. Cross in. Headed down by Knight LaBelle. And Tajon with the volley. With the scorpion volley or off the feet volley. Gets off his feet, goes volley. And somehow not a foul either. Dude was blocking him off. He still jumps for a volley. Off his feet for a volley. Knight LaBelle with the header to set it up. Oh no. It was Luke DeFugero with the assist. My bad. My bad. It was Luke DeFugero with the assist. My bad. He's the one wearing number 15. If anyone deserved a goal, it was Tajon. I agree. Luke DeFugero with the assist. Canada might win the Gold Cup and the World Cup. I'd be a happy man. There, I told you. I told you. And now you believe me. Doesn't matter. As long as Canada wins or goes deep, I don't care. Yeah, I want some number of views, but if Canada goes deep, that's what I want. He deserves that one. Luke DeFugero with a header to set down the goal. The header down to Tajon. Luke DeFugero with the assist. Tajon Buchanan goal, 82 minutes. 4-0. Relax, it's just Ukraine. Ukraine's a solid team. Tomorrow, the UEFA Nations League final. Portugal versus Spain. 2 o'clock Central. This is it for today. It's a Canada day. It's a Canada Day, not Canada Day. If y'all don't win this Gold Cup, oh, I know I'm going to hear it. Oh, I know I'm going to hear it. If Canada doesn't win the Gold Cup, I know I'm going to hear it. We honestly have to win this one. Like, this is way, like, the team that we have, we brought our A team, save for Davies, and arguably we play better without him anyway. Mexico's still Raul Jimenez and Inshallah. Seriously. Like, Mexico is Raul Jimenez and Inshallah. Still. So, and maybe Santi, because at least he finally scored. But even then, Mexico still didn't bring the quality of the squad that Canada did. USA is out of their damn mind. So let's 4-0 against a solid Ukraine's a good sign, though. What's with all the ass kickings lately? What's with all these ass kickings lately? Buchanan, 2 assists, 1 goal. I say he's man of the match. Laren, that goes out for a goal kick, 85th minute. I hope y'all do. Sam Atakubi coming on for Canada. For Zoran Basong. He had a solid shift, I won't lie. I won't lie. I was kind of worried when I saw Basong was going to start. He's had a solid shift. Nothing to write home about, but that's a good thing for a defender. If you say a defender had a solid shift, that's a good thing. The less said about a defender, the better. Normally, in my opinion. Ukraine's a solid team. Where have you been? Either way. Normally, when you can say less about a defender, that's a good thing. It's a good thing. The Blue Jays won again. 5-4. Love it. Let's go, Blue Jays. Playing forward, 86th minute. 2-1 Swiss cheese. Switzerland scored again. Canada was the one who won. Stop sleeping. (2-1) Turkey, 2-1 Switzerland, 4-0 Canada. Surprised Ukraine fielded a... They have a solid team. 87th minute. Cross in. 87 minutes. Mdouni scored for Switzerland. Switzerland scored an offside goal. Was offside. Okay, it's 1-1 then. It's 1-1. Yes, but U.S. brought a B team and Mexico is Mexico. Tell me they use VAR for that friendly. There's no VAR. I might watch Money in the Bank. Oh, Angel Reese is playing the Fever today, huh? 88th minute. We'll see what I do. I might watch Money in the Bank. I might not. Might as well, though. Ukraine! Pass the post. Be a corner. 88th minute, corner. Cross in. Wide, top of the box, Zinchenko. Spins back around, 89th minute. Spins back around. Top of the box. Still Ukraine, cross in. Header, save, tap in, goal. And it's 4-1. Ukraine gets one back off the tap in. That's all right, fine. You know what? They should get one. Zabarnyi. Zabarnyi scored the goal. Ilya Zabarnyi taps it in. Yeah, they're a bunch of fighters. 4-1, that's not a bad result. Ball crossed in. Crepeau spilt it. Zabarnyi was right there to tap it in. What can you do? What can you do? 89th minute. I did say 2-1 Canada, so I did say Ukraine would score at some point. So you know what? Fine. 4-1's better than I expected. They're solid. Ukraine's higher ranked than us on FIFA rankings, which I think is bullshit, but it's true. Like, they're the 25th ranked team in the world. Whether that should be or not. Saved by Crepeau. 3 minutes of stoppage time. They're not that bad. I'm just messing around. Specimen trolling. 1-1, but no VAR. Oh, so it is 2-1 Switzerland. Okay. Took a while for them to update it. I thought you were like, hey, maybe 93rd minute. Corner. Oh, don't tell me they got a penalty. 91st minute. Penalty for Ukraine. Handball, Batajan. Come on now. Zinchenko to take the penalty in stoppage time. Handball. A handball for Ukraine or against Canada. Alexander Zinchenko to take the penalty to make it 4-2. Zinchenko to take the penalty versus Crepeau. And it's a goal. 4-2. Zinchenko slots it home. 4-2. +1. 4-2. What's going on? It was a handball that I don't know if that should have been called. It felt like it got kicked into Buchanan's hand anyway. It was a penalty. It was a handball that it felt a little bit easy. Or 90+3. It felt a little bit soft. I feel like that's harsh. I feel like 4-2. Swiss 3-1 Mexico. Was it a valid penalty? It was because there's no VAR. I feel like it was a little bit harsh. I feel like that ball got kicked into Buchanan's hands. I think Ukraine got gifted a penalty, which that doesn't really shock me, but you know, whatever. I'll still take a 4-2 win. At least we won. Really should have been 4-1, but Crepeau made I wouldn't say two mistakes. He couldn't save the penalty, but he dropped the ball in front of him and they tapped it in. Ukraine, they've been playing somewhat well in the second half. I think 2 goals is fair with how they played in the second half. Canada still wins, though, so. Full marks to Canada. I'm still happy with the performance, except those last, 5 minutes. Those last 5 minutes kind of sucked. But you know what? Ukraine fought. They're a bunch of fighters. Their country's MO is fighting. Is fighting to their last. The football team fits. And it's full time. Full time. Canada wins 4-2. I'll take it. Canada beats Ukraine. At least they didn't lose. Like the USA and Mexico. Like the USA is about to and Mexico are. Full time 4-2. There we go. Good job, Canada. I'll take it. I'll take it. With that being said, Canada wins 4-2, so could be better, could be worse. With that being said, there you go. Canada gets the win, 4-2. Solid performance. Ukraine fought. And in the end, Money in the Bank's already started? What? It's Pat McAfee got to LA? Isn't the TST quarterfinals tonight? Either way. Interesting. With that being said, if you like this stream, like and share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell all your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send some chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you within the hour for the review of this game. I'll see you later. I'm Ron and I'm out. Peace. Oh, Mexico scored. Good for them. But either way, it's 2-3. You're still down 1. With that being said, there you go. I'm Ron and I'm out. Peace. See you.